Hello, dears. It's Edward. Now, tonight we are doing the different things. I'm not going to do the music songs this evening. I am not. I have to scratch my chin. Now, I'm not doing the music songs this evening. We are going to do different things because I have to do a promotings and an advertisings for something very good and very nice and very special, you see. Now there are two chaps, right? There's a father and a son. And what they do, right, they write letters. And they write the letters to the famous pop stars, dears. And sometimes the famous pop stars, they send the replies. And so what they did, they made a book, right? And after they made the book, they made another book. And I have the first books because it was given to me by the Pitt Murphys, right? And just the other day, Pitt Murphys had the second book arrived in the postings through the letterboxes, dears. Now, the book, it is called Dear Mr. Popstar, and it is by the Derek and Dave Philpott. And you would not believe the level of fame that the pop stars who send the replies to them have. Now, if we look on the front, you can see that they have had letterings communicating with the Wurzels, Wang Chung, the Knack, Nick Kershaw. Now let me tell you about this chap Nick Kershaw, right? He is a pop star from the 1980s. Or do you like my feather boa? It's not real feathers, it's the fake feathers because I don't do the killing the animals for clothes and food things. But anyway, I was talking about the Nick Kershaws, right? Now, the Nick Kershaw, he was a pop star in the 80s. But what you may not know is that he is still going today, doing the music. Now, I have seen the Nick Kershaw in a very, very small place, just him and his acoustic guitarings, and he was brilliant. It was just a very tiny place with just a few of the peoples, and he was so good. And you may not know about the Nick Kershaw, as well as doing the songs that he did, like "Wouldn't it be good to be in your shoes, even if it was for just one day." That's a fabulous song, this. But as well as doing that, he wrote the music songs for the other peoples. And he wrote, right, "I am the one and only for the Chesney Hawks." You know the Chesney Hawks, right? So, and he is in the book. But also, Tears for Fears. Now, they are mega starrings. Do you remember those chaps? They did everything. The Shout, Shout, Letting It All Out. These are the things we do without. They did him, that song. They did the Everybody Wants to Rule Around the World, right? And they did the Sowing the Seed song. They did that. And do you remember how massive that was? That was so big, right? And I have the fake feather go in my mouth. And they have lots of these things, like the peoples like this, right? So I'll just open it at some random pages, you see. I'm not going to read the letters because they will sue me. some for the copywritings, right? So they have letters with 8 bites. Do you remember them? Calling all the heroes with the Frankie Dunnery boy on their things. And yes, so what would they have? Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Let's have a see. Right, Susie Quattro. Bloody hell! Now, did you know, right? The Susie, the Knack, the My Sharonas, da 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 da. You know that tune. It's a dirty song, that is. Fairground Attraction. Do you remember them? What was the lass's name now in the Fairground Attraction? It's got to be. Oh, I love her, and I can't remember her name. What's her name? The lass with the glasses and things. No, Eddie. Something anyway. Yeah, I forget. My memory is very bad. Let's have a look. Smokey. Oh, I remember Smokey. Living next door to Alice. Not the dirty version with the chubby browns. I'm talking about the real versions without the dirty business going on it. We don't want the dirty business, right? Yes. Here's the Nicky Kershaw one. It's great. It's great. Yes, I love you, Nick Kershaw. Yes. He's just a white boy. Da, 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 da. And but something else that you may not know, right? In the book, it has all the names in the back, the pledgings peoples. And in here, you might not be able to do a seeings, right? But where is it? It says the Pete Murphy. I don't know if we get the focusings, but it's come on, do the focusing. Look at the cameras. Do the focusings for me. You can't be messing about with this buggery business. Now, it's anyway. You have to trust me. It says the Pete Murphy. See the Pete. You see, because the Pete Murphy put me onto all of these chaps, and I like them very much. I like the chat Tupow. Do you remember the Carol Deckers? Lovely red hair. Oh, I love her. She's so good. Oh, China in your hands. Yes. And what do we have? Let's just do some flickings, dears. EMF. You're unbelievable. You see, they have all of the stars, the famous stars from the 80s. There is a name that I don't know there, but yes, but lots of famous. The chap from the Squeeze group. Look at oh gosh, all of the stars that you. Oh God, the Deep Purples, dears, and Thunder. Do you remember those chaps? I remember those. I think I saw them in the concerts one time, right? I think they were performing under an alias, though, dears. Danny and the Doo-Wops. Do you remember that? Yes, they did. They didn't do the Thunder songs. They were Thunders, right? But they dressed up in all the funny outfits, and they did the songs from the 60s. The 60s. Judas Priest. Oh, now the Judas Priest, right? Let me tell you, that chap. What was the chap called? The son, Robert Halfords, right? I met him in the Los Angeles, right? I was in the Los Angeles back in the day when I was a younger chap and I did all the wild rock and rolls things, right? I was in the Los Angeles and I went into the Guitar Center to get my ukuleles fixed, right? And I met the Robert Halford dears, and he's from the Birminghams here, right? Because the Judas Priest is from the Birminghams, but I met him over there, right? So little interesting facts there. Alana Miles, do you remember her, the Black Velvet lass? Oh, the Black Velvet, yes. And yes, you see, it's just filled. Elvis Costello and the Attraction. Oh, so you have to, I'm not going to go through the whole book because you'll just have to trust me, right? What you need to do is go and search these chaps on the Facebook's internet, right? The Derek and Dave Philpott and Dear Mr. Popstar. You need to search these chaps out and you need to buy their book. I'm not sure if it's available in the shops yet because it might just be for the pledgings people. And I only have this because the Pete Murphy has loaned it to me because we have done the albums together. So he's still around here at the moment somewhere. And so yes, and these chaps, they're very nice, and I think that the chap as well, I think the chap's wife, she makes things as well, little statuey things of musicians, but they're musicians as if they're animals. So if you imagine, like, you know the Motorhead's Lemmy, you know Lemmy, so you have a thing like, I don't know if she's done this, I think I've seen a Lemmy thing that she's done, and she does like the David Bowies and all the things, and so there's like Lemmy, but it will be a lemming, and it will be called Lemming, but it will be dressed in the rock and rolling clothes, right? And they're very, very good. She does such good things. And so you should go and look at her as well and buy some of her things, the little statuey things that she makes. I'm not sure what she makes them from. But anyway, so yes, I know I'm just talking like here like lots and lots about this book, but it is worth it, dears, because you need to go and buy it. You need to go and buy it. It's very good, and they're such nice chaps. I have had a communications in the past with these chaps, and he said to me once that he loves my doggies, and that was very nice of him to say, because I love my doggies as well, because they're great. And so it's these, you need to support, right, the chaps who are nice peoples and who do the good things. And they struggled when they were trying to get the targets for the pledgings. This is what the Pete Murphy told me. But they made it. But they need more of the supportings from people like you and you and you and you and you over the back there as well. So support these chaps because they're nice and they do good things and they write very good book, very entertaining, very funny. And so yes, look at that. Dear Mr. Pop Star. I am going to go now because I have just talked for how long? 12 minutes and 45 seconds. And I need to do a sleepings because it is 041. It's 041 dear, so it's not too bad. I might stay up a bit further and do some more practicings of the songs that I'm doing. So yes. Yes, so I'm going to go. Buy that book. Buy it. Get on the whatever it's on. It's probably on the Amazons and the whatever else places that sells the books. So you should go and get it. But look on their Facebooks for the Dear Mr. Popstars. You see, and they will, all the informations will be on there. Good night, chaps. Good night to Derek and Dave Philpott. Thank you for writing good books. Thank you for being a nice chaps. And thank you for doing good things to make the world a slightly better place than it is. Because we need these things. We need the independent artists. We need the people who do the books through the pledgings and the crowdfundings. And it's better than all of the things on the televisions, than the Britain Has Talents and things. So you need to support these people. It's important, because if we don't support the independent artists and writers, then we will lose it, dears. And I'm being very serious now. So do it. Now we are nearly up to 15 minutes, so I'm going to say good night to you. Very nice, good night. See, I'm not going to like say that I'm going and then carry on talking for another 5 minutes. I'm actually, you will see me pressing the button. I'm going to press the buttons now. So I will see you soon, and good night.